Hey everybody, this is Amy with Carol. It is Thursday evening at 10:30. We are here at Everything's Not Okay. We're waiting outside. We are here at the 24-hour access animal hospital. I'm going to wait for a few more people to jump on. Hi Val. Hi everybody. Hold on one second. Okay. For any of you that are jumping on, this is an update for Balto. As we all know, Balto is a hydrocephalus husky. He is a year of age. He will be on the 15th. And we took him in as a tiny 8-week young puppy from his owner. He was neurological. We took him to Dr. Reese in Boynton Beach, the Southeast neurologist, and they did an MRI. We had him on prednisone, which he is still on 5 milligrams AM and PM, and he had a shunt put in his brain to relieve the water pressure on the brain that empties to the stomach. Today, later this evening, it happened a few hours ago, Carol and I were at the rescue house doing our routine, getting everybody out, their last minute PEPs and boo-boos, and we noticed Balto was not himself. We noticed that he was struggling. We noticed his stomach was very distended. He was not defecating. He was not pooping. So we said, okay, let's give him some time. Let's wait and see, and hopefully he'll feel better after he has a bowel movement. But that wasn't happening. So we brought him back into the home, into our rescue house. We put him in his room that he's comfortable. We kept Mazzy the puppy outside so he would have his room. We watched him through the window, and he was just panting and panting and panting. Panting is usually a sign of discomfort and pain. It can be. He was dragging himself around his room. He was kicking his legs as he was in discomfort. We thought maybe he was trying to poop, but it wasn't happening. So I did call Access 24-Hour Animal Hospital. I explained to them what the situation was. I also called Dr. Reese, the neurologist that did his surgery, that knows him well. He was in surgery, but I was able to relay what was going on with Balto through the receptionist. And she had asked me to please take him to the 24-hour animal hospital, and then if he needed to be transported tomorrow to Dr. Reese, that was the plan. They wanted us to proceed forward. So here we are. It is 10:30. We spoke to the doctor here at Access. His bladder is the size of Texas. It is not emptying, and he wants to do x-rays to see if there's any kind of an obstruction, a stone, a tumor. He also mentioned that sometimes, we don't know if this is the case, but he also mentioned that sometimes with hydrocephalus, the nerve in the brain that allows and tells the body what to do, sometimes it stops working with hydrocephalus dogs. So there could be a lot of things that I don't want to speculate, and I'm just throwing things out there that the doctor said could be going on. To say that we are a hot mess and very worried and concerned is an understatement. It's Balto. Shelly and Keith are home, and we just called Shelly, and you know, she's very worried, like we all are, and I'm sure all of you are worried. So right now, the plan is that they are going to take x-rays, then they are going to sedate him, and they are going to release his bladder. The worry from the doctor is that it fills up again and his body doesn't tell his bladder that it's needs to be released. That's an ongoing problem. So we need to get to the bottom of that ongoing problem so that he can normally release his bladder, and he had a bowel movement, so he is defecating. So that makes me feel a little bit better, you know, that his body is telling him to do what it's supposed to do. But I don't know why he is not urinating. I don't know why. We need to get to the bottom of that, because he cannot live without his body releasing itself and urinating. So right now we're sitting in the car. They just gave us the estimate, and I will show it to you, and I'm asking please for your help. We have $35 raised. I would love to be able to get this covered if you guys could help in any way. The low is $940.71 and the high is $945.97. That is for everything that needs to be done tonight to make him comfortable. Yes, I don't know. You are correct. You are correct. Shunts can, you know, malfunction. So we're hoping that's not the case. I do want to get Balto to Dr. Reese tomorrow, first thing. Carol is working, Shelly is off, so Carol will probably have to clear her day so she can come with me. I can't drive him myself. I can't just drive and have him sitting. He's not that kind of dog. So it's quite a ways away, so I want him to be comfortable as well. So right now we're sitting in my car and we are waiting for any kind of an update from the doctor, anything at all, to let us know if he sees any kind of a stone, if he mentioned something about a tumor. Not that he saw a tumor, but that's what he wanted to do x-rays for, to make sure there was not any kind of a tumor or a bladder stone or something that is causing him to not be able to urinate on his own, and hopefully it's not the brain that is not telling him to go, because that's a big problem with a hydrocephalus.
She can go in.
That's a big problem with a hydrocephalus dog, is when your brain stops working. It's not a normal brain to begin with. Remember, his brain is water on the brain, and that's why the prednisone, the steroids that he receives AM and PM, it's a small dose. It's 5 milligrams in the AM and 5 milligrams in the PM. But it helps relieve the fluid from the brain, along with the shunt that he has, that we placed and did the shunt surgery of $9,000 to give him the best quality of life. This boy is 1 year of age, and what he has endured since he's been born,
and still kissing,
and still so loving, and it breaks my heart, because he's so loving and he's so grateful. You guys see how happy he is in his pool, and just tonight with the discomfort of his bladder the size of Texas, he was kissing Carol's face off, and he's in pain. I was driving as fast as I could. It took me 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get here. It felt like forever. And, you know, it's very stressful, because you never want to hear or see any animal in pain. And he was panting, the breathing. I knew when he was panting that I said he's in discomfort. I thought about giving him a gabapentin. Carol's like, I don't know if you should. I don't know if he can tolerate or have that with the hydrocephalus. So I opted out of giving him anything until we got here to the animal hospital. So they are, like I said, they took him in on a gurney, and they strapped him in, and he was sitting up, and he was just looking at us and didn't make a peep, didn't fight them. He's just the most loving, grateful little soul. And he was born and brought into this world with nothing but struggles, and, you know, everything he's endured in his short little life that he's been on this earth with us. I mean, we stop at nothing. We will continue to stop at nothing for him to have quality of life. So I'm asking not only to please make a donation for Balto. I'd love to be able to cover this bill for tonight. I don't know what I'm looking at tomorrow, if I need to continue, if we need to move forward and transport him to Dr. Reese. I don't know what it's going to entail long term, but I want to be able to give him everything and anything that he needs, as we have from the second that he entered 100 plus. The second we said yes, I was the one that took the phone call from the owner, and of course my entire team, of course, 100% absolutely yes, take this little baby in. And we've had him now for, it's going to be a year. And he's such a loving...
Shelly and I were just talking about October 15th is his birthday.
October 15th?
I think so, yeah.
Well, we're in November now.
I mean, I'm sorry, November.
November 15th,
November,
yes.
November 15th.
November 15th is Balto's birthday, and he is going to be 1 year of age. That's only a few days away. So, I can't with this face. The love, this boy has touched so many hearts, and he has taught us all so many wonderful lessons in life, to be grateful and just, you know, enjoy the simple things. Always loves to sit in his little pool. He puts himself in, he takes himself out. He loves to run the yard sideways. He loves to kiss. He loves to smell the trees. He loves to smell the air. He loves love. He loves his food. He's just the most loving soul. And from the second this boy was born, at a tiny, tiny 8-week-old puppy that fit in the palm of our hand, he had so many struggles, so many things that he had to battle just to get through a day. And he never whined, he never complained. With all the surgeries and the poking and the probing in his body, he never complained. He just kissed you and loved you and was so grateful, and he's still so grateful. And all the love that our team has put into him on a daily basis, day in and day out. You know, Shelly and Keith, I watch them day in and day out, and Carol and myself, just giving him everything to make him happy, everything to make his life happy and complete. And we're certainly not going to stop now or anytime soon. So I really, really am asking for your love and your prayers. Again, it is now 10:39, and he is in with the doctor. They are doing the x-rays first, and they are going to sedate him. They are going to empty his bladder, because the doctor said it's the size of Texas. And Carol said, Amy, look at his belly. It's so distended, and it's getting bigger and harder. And I thought he just had to poop. But he pooped already, and it's not his poop. It's his bladder. So I'm asking for your donations, please. Any amount is not too small. And I'm asking, please, 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 everybody say a loving prayer for Balto. I pray to God that there's nothing seriously wrong. I'm praying to God that we can get him feeling good again and back to his happy self. He loves life. That's when, after he had his shunt surgery, and he loves the pool, and he loves the water, and he just loves everybody. He's all love. He's all kisses. He's so grateful. And he's a baby, guys. He's only not even a year yet. He's only gonna be a year November 15th. So please make a donation for Balto. I promise you, the second I get an update from the doctor, I will let you know. I really don't want to leave him here tonight. I really want him to come home with us. I don't want him in a cage. And then we'll take him first thing tomorrow and take him to Dr. Reese. The other thing that the doctor mentioned, so it's probably going to be needed, is an MRI tomorrow. I think we're going to have to check. Carol's going through all her beautiful photos of him. Carol and I are going to have to take him, because I'm thinking that if the doctor doesn't see anything on x-rays, I'm thinking out loud. And they empty his bladder. There's a reason his bladder is not emptying, and we need to get to the bottom of it. So I am thinking that Dr. Reese is going to have to repeat the MRI to make sure that the shunt is in place, because let's remember back when we did his original shunt surgery, the shunt moved and it came out of his head and he had to redo the shunt. So I am praying to God. Now, the shunt is not what empties his bladder. The shunt is what empties the fluid on his brain, which could, and I'm not saying is, I'm just thinking out loud. The shunt is what relieves the water pressure on his brain. If it is not working properly, it could be affecting his brain relating to his body and giving it its signs. Like all of us, people, dogs, our nerves tell us what we need to do. We need to pee, we need to poop, we need to talk, we need to move our right hand, our left hand. So with all that being said, we need to make sure the shunt is working properly and it has not moved, dislodged itself, and that the pressure of the water in the brain is being released properly. So it's killing all of us, Andrea, all of us. Oh my God, this is when he was just a little tiny little baby when we rescued him. Look at him with the cross on his head. Look at the cross on his head, and he had a perfect heart on his belly. Just Balto being Balto. Guys, we need your prayers. Nothing can happen to our Balto. Nothing. We've got a door going in for him in his room. We're taking out the window. We're putting in a door to make it easier for him to get in and out of his room. We've got all these wonderful plans for him and to keep his life going. We don't want to lose him. We want him to be with us. We want him to live a beautiful life. So I know everything is always in God's hands. So I'm asking you to say a prayer to God. I'm a big believer in prayer. A big believer in prayer. I love that picture of him when he's just like hanging out. Just hanging out.
I have a million of them.
I know. Carol's going through her whole phone. So it's 10:44. I don't want to keep talking and talking. As soon as the doctor calls us and gives us an update, then I don't care what time it is. I will hop on and I will give you an update. If you're up, you can watch me. If you're not, you can check in tomorrow. But we're pretty tired and we're pretty stressed out just with worry. And oh my God, the beach trip. We even took our baby to the beach trip. Remember the beach with the coconut? Look at him. He had so much fun that day. Oh, he has so much life to live. He's just a 1-year-old. He's going to be 1 year old in November 15th this month. So guys, please make a donation for Balto. Help us give him everything he needs from tonight moving forward to tomorrow. Because if we need to do another MRI tomorrow, we're looking at probably $2,000. But I won't know, so I'm not asking you to do that. I won't know until tomorrow. But I do believe, regardless of what this doctor finds out, I still think we're going to need to check the shunt, don't you?
Yes, he needs to see the neurologist.
He needs to see Dr. Reese tomorrow. And
absolutely, no matter what.
We absolutely have to check and see if the shunt is in. I know. We have to check and see if the shunt is in place, because we're going to be constantly wondering and worrying. You know, if he was normal and peeing on his own, and we wouldn't have to do that. We wouldn't have to do the MRI because we know it's working properly. But I don't know what's happening internally. I don't know what's going on with him. But I will tell you, it was very, very, very heartbreaking, to say the least, to see this boy in such distress tonight and panting and in such discomfort. There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse, especially a dog like Balto.
Oh my God, how little he was.
So everybody pray, and please make a donation, a contribution for Balto, please. And I'll keep you posted.
We went to go see Santa.
Balto and Santa. That was last Christmas.
Look at that cross on his head.
I know. Look at that cross on his head. God stamped him not once but twice with love, because that's a cross, and he has a perfect heart on his belly. So this baby can't go anywhere, guys. We have to pray and think positive and listen. You know, we have to give him everything he needs medically, and that, unfortunately, that costs money. So in order for us to continue, we always have to ask for assistance. That's part of being a rescue. It's part of being a 501c3. It takes a village. So stay with me, and I promise you that I will keep you guys posted every step of the way. The second I know anything, we will hop back on no matter what time it is, and I will come back live and give you an update. This is Amy and Carol outside of Access 24-hour emergency specialty animal hospital, and Balto is inside getting a x-ray, sedation, and also having his bladder emptied because it's not working properly, and he's in extreme discomfort, and we need to get to the bottom of this. So pray and donate, and thank you. It's 10:48. The second I have an update, we will be back. 100 plus abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida.